Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today I am making a nice big box which holds a lot of chocolate, as I'll show you in a minute. It's for my mother-in-law's birthday, so the next one I'm going to make is a Christmassy one, but I just want to show you what the finished version's like. I used the Good Morning Magnolia to decorate this one and the Bright's DSP. And I have done the bottom in Mellow Mambo and the top in the heavy Stock Whisper White. I've just decorated the corners, and I've used a punch to add a wee decorated edge to it, stamped the happy birthday, and then this just slides off. The only thing is with the just don't catch it on your edge. So it's just a belly band that slides off. In this one there's quite a bit of chocolate. I'm sure you know from other videos, this is my mother-in-law's favourite chocolate. So there's 3 bars of each in here. There's also a divider I've made to keep them all nice and separate, but I'm not doing the divider for the next one, but I'll give you the measurements for anybody that wants. The next one I'm just doing for maybe deeper chocolates or something like that. So you could also decorate the back of this with your matching DSP. It depends on how much money you want to spend on your box or how pretty you want it to look. So it is a good big box. I think it's 6 inches wide. Tell you now, let me get this on. So that just slides on and off nicely, which I did. It's so heavy, you would not believe the weight of the chocolate in this. Hope I'm not going to kill the poor woman with all this chocolate. But anyway, that's what we're aiming for this time round. And for this one, I'm going to go nice Christmassy reds. This is real red, and this is from the Plaid Tidings papers. Bit muted on that side, so we're going with this nice bright one, which I think goes with the real red. So what you're going to need is 2 pieces of the card, exact same size, 9 1/4 by 8 inches, and that's for your box and your lid. You're going to need 2 strips, 1 1/4 inch wide. I just kept the bit that cut off from when you were cutting this away and just divide it in half, so it's 1 1/4 by where are you? 2 strips by 1 1/4, and we're just going to join them at the end with some glue and then wrap them around to form our band. We'll do that later. Your DSP needs to be 4 6/8 by 6 inches just for your top. And I've went ahead and used the Poinsettia Petals and coloured it in, stamped it in real red, coloured it in with the 2 real red blends, and added the Wink of Stella, and I cut lots of leaves, granny apple green and a bit of old olive for definition, and stuck them all together, layered them all up, and as you can see it's a right wee mess in the back, but we're going to cover that with 2 strips of the, we're going to go this way so that it holds all my leaves in place and it'll also stick to the box. So I'm putting 2 on, and that'll be ready for us when we go to put it on our belly band. So it should look nice against that. I think it'll be nice and fresh and bright. So the only other thing that you need to do this is the wee strips, and again this is the leftover piece from when I was cutting the white, so it's only 1/4 inch wide by 2 inches long. I've scored it in the center and I'm just folding them in half, and that's going to be the corner, just to break that plainness. So you need 4 of those. So let's start making our box. We'll do our bottom box first. Oops. And you need to score it on all sides at 1 1/4 inches. And I'm using the narrow end this time just because I can. 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4. Whoops, a daisy. I did that the exact same in the other box, honestly. I think it's too short. So get your other piece. It's the exact same measurement, but as usual, you're sliding it out and leaving yourself a wee gap, and sort of memorize the gap that you've left so that you can do it for each one, and just go in again at 1 1/4. And I remember now where I always use the fatter end of the 2. It doesn't jump out as easy as this one. So again, the same gap, 1 1/4. Same again. And the last one, just trying to memorize where I put that. And that's the scoring done. So we'll do our, this is the bottom one, isn't it? Yeah. We'll do our bottom first. I'm just doing the both of them in the exact same colour this time. So if you didn't want to do the punchy bit to give that nice design of the colour, don't bother. But I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. It'll not make any difference to us. So you need to do a bit of cutting. So as usual, I'm going to the right hand side of that bumpy bit and then cutting that away. Same on this side. Keep the bumpy bit to the other side of your scissors so that you're cutting a straight line for the nice part of the box. Cut that away, and we're actually going to cut that away so it doesn't come up over the top. Oops, sticky scissors, I think. So just keep doing that on all your bottom and your top, and then we'll come back. And don't mix your bottom and top up when they're both the same size. You don't want to confuse it. So I've got both of the layers cut, but I haven't stuck them yet. So if you're looking to do the, oh, this is the bottom of our box, it's the top. If you're looking to do the nice punched edging that I did for my box, like so, I've used the tailored tag punch. So to mark the center of this, you need to go to 3 3/8. And that gives you a wee center point there. Just for lining up your punch to keep you right. 3 and 1, 2, 3/8. Use this wee one, can see it better. And on the side one, you need to go to 2 6/8. You're just putting a wee tiny score just to keep you right. 3 6/8. And then get your punch, whichever punch you're using. You don't have to use this one. Line it up with your marking, lining up with this point, and watch how deep you go there. If you want to bring it just to this, then line that right up at the edge. If you want a wee bit like I left, go down a wee bit. Just use whatever suits your purpose. Whoops. Just make sure both sides are lined up, and that just gives you that nice wee edge, and go right around each side. Again, try and keep it the same depth. You could use that as a wee marker, but it's a bit feathery and not worth the hassle really. So just do that on all 4 sides. So that's that done. We're going to add our fancy DSP to the top of this, and then we're going to do a wee bit of stamping. So I'm just going to add this with wet glue. Which is running done again. So I'm not going too far in because this kind of oozes out on me. This is out of the Plaid Tidings, which is on sale at the minute. I think that's central. Just spread it over it and watch it doesn't move. So for the stamping, because that was a white background, I could use the matching colour. For this one, I'm just going to go with VersaFine black, just to keep it so that you can see it. You're not going to see. I don't want to start embossing. You could white emboss if you really wanted to, but I'm not going to. So I'm using Peace and Happiness this time. I'm using the edge of the paper to line my Stamp Up and keep it hopefully in a straight line, and make sure this is sitting flat for you. I have to put my head right over here just to make sure. Peace and happiness. I'll try and not move it like I just did. It's a bit wobbly. So again, go to this side. Peace and happiness, the same. Now you can change the sentiment at this stage, but I'm happy to leave it. And just work your way around that. Can't see a damn thing here. Working on your own light as usual, and you can see that the way that's going nicely around the box. So just keep continuing doing that. So we're going to put together our bottom now. Just it's been cut and ready to go. And what I used was the wet glue, and you know how I cut it, just so it leaves you a bit of space, so it's not hanging over the edge. Just pop them up, making sure that they're nicely joined there. And I know I have a few pegs that I've kept. If you just peg up your corners, right at the corner, it'll keep it nice and straight till it dries. And again at this side, just make sure that it's all meeting up nicely. Over here. If you haven't got that multi-tomboy glue, make sure you're using a good strong glue, because if you're putting anything like I put in mine, the heavy chocolate really needs a good bit of support. So if you wanted to do the belly or the inside dividers, if you're dividing your chocolate, just mine, I know my chocolate is 1.5 wide. This is my wee scrap that I made, and I knew that it was 1.5 deep that I needed. So you need 1.5, 2 by 1 the depth, the same the width of your chocolate again, and 2 again by the depth. Now because I'm using the 8.25 inch wide, you need one at 8.25 by 5.5. Obviously that's not, it's the width of your box. I hope I'm not driving you all crazy here, but this is just my sample to show you how it works. But obviously you need your depth, the width of your box, which ours would be 5.5, and because our papers are 8.25, no, USA is a bit different, but this is the UK sizes. So you need one strip 8.25 wide by 5.5 deep, and you need another strip 5.5 wide by 5.5 deep, and you'll just score it so that you get the width of each bar chocolate and the depth of your box. And in our case, that's 1.5, 1.25, 1.25, 1.5, 1.25, 1.25, and repeat that. Join the two pieces together, and that'll give you the 4 columns. Wasn't it 4 or 3? I'm not even sure now. But that's how you go about doing that. So we don't actually need it this time. I have nothing to put in this box at the minute. I haven't made up my mind what I'm putting in it. So we want to put this end together after you've done your punching, your stamping, and your papers in place. Just go ahead and do the exact same again. Join up your sides. Use your pegs to hold it to give it a good firm grip. So my box is all made up, all ready to go, and we just need to do our belly band now. So the 2 strips that I told you about, the 1.25 inch wide by the width of your dice or card, put a line of the glue there, and just use your grid paper if you have it. Line that up and join to make your belly band. And hope you've cut them equally. This is when it'll tell you, huh? But it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see the join anyway. So just join those and give them a chance to dry, and then we're going to set our box here in the center. This is going to come round, and you do not want to pull it desperately tight. You want to be able to slide this band on and off without a problem. It's just really to hold whatever weighty product you have put in. So gently score that This one is going to be brought round as well. And again, just make sure that it can be slid off, but not too baggy, you know, you don't want it gaping out too much. So whenever you're happy yourself, even tread up and down. So a wee bit tight in my opinion. I'm going to loosen it off a wee bit, but I'm going to put my glue on now. Same again, just a bit of glue here. And don't go too towards your edges, but give it enough that it's going to take that wear and tear when the person is sliding it on and off. So gently join it and see if you're happy. That will slide off alright. Just it does catch on those wee bits and pieces there. So whenever you're happy, then press it and let it take. That seems fine to me. So just leave your belly band on, and if you haven't got enough glue, which I don't seem to have there, I'm going to actually chop a wee bit off it, get it out of my road. That's a better idea, isn't it? Because that's where our flower's going to go. Oh, look at that. I forgot to stamp that one. Twit. I'll put something, if you do that yourself, put a couple of your blocks underneath your box to give it a good firm surface, and then just stamp it. So this baby's going to go in the center. This Poinsettia Petals stamp set is gorgeous. I am in love with it. It is so, now you could go, so it's sticking all out. I think I will go that way. And just press that. Make sure it hasn't stuck to any of your behind bits and pieces. You don't want any glue catching on the actual box. So just push whatever is sticking out under and you should be fine. So I think that makes a lovely, lovely box. And as I say, I'm going to have to go and fix this up. So hopefully you'll have a wee go at that, and it'll be great for your candles, chocolates, whoops, a lovely wee scarf, or divide it out like I did with this one and put loads and loads of chocolates in it. So either way, they are gorgeous boxes. They're good and deep. I'll just tell you the measurements of them. That's nearly 7 inches wide, just short of 7 inches by 5.5. So that's a pretty good box, and the depth of it is 1 1/4. So I like them. I think I'll be making a few of these. They'll definitely be handy even for lovely wee Christmas socks and money. If you're whatever you're giving this Christmas, I don't know what way Christmas is going to go this year. It's scary, but hopefully it'll be all fine. So anyway, this one, did I tell you that was Good Morning? What is it? Good Morning Magnolia, and it was covered, stamped in the Melon Mambo, and then I just used the Wink of Stella while the ink was still wet and spread it out, and if I needed more depth I went back in with a wee bit of the ink, put on my block and just picked it up and used it from there. So that's me. I'll catch you all again next week. Bye.